Hi, good morning, team. Good morning, Oishi. Shall we wait for like 10-15 seconds? Because I think the time was organized for this meeting at 10:45, so we still have got like half a minute to wait. We can do
Yeah,
the experiment and other thing.
I'll do the acknowledgements. I acknowledge that I'm meeting from the Wurundjeri country, the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri people. I acknowledge that those of you joining me today may be from other First Nations land. We pay our respect and give thanks to the ancestors, elders, and young people for their nurturing, protection, and caregiving of these sacred lands and waterways, acknowledging their continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices. We extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. I have apologies from Shane, who is traveling to Melbourne for a stakeholder meeting, Gina, who's traveling to Geelong for another stakeholder meeting related to health needs, and Ash, who is currently overseas.
Oh, that's why there's nobody here today. Anyway, I do wanted to talk about the stakeholder consultation thing, and we have already put up that the way we're gonna proceed with this. We had built up that model around October, November, but we are experimenting with it in when we are doing all these consultations where our teams are going, traveling to Melbourne, Geelong, and Bendigo and other places as well to to evaluate the health needs assessment, especially within the Murray PHN catchment. Like somebody Ash was supposed to cover the Shepparton area, and then Shane was looking in the Albury, and then Catherine was supposed to do this Mildura area around for those health needs assessment. And they do have organized all those stakeholders meeting, and they were going as per the model which we had built. But you were the second part of that where you had built up those the way you wanted to map each stakeholder with what exactly we wanted to the kind of information we wanted to get from them, like you had built up all those surveys and everything. So, I mean, could you give me an update about where are we with all that stakeholder, consultation and everything as per our, that planning of,
Yeah, as per the planning, like there was a list of stakeholders that we had listed down in terms of importance and which area they would be covering and what organizations. So what we've done is split it into two parts. One is the survey that we have generated. This is being given to all the service providers in Murray PHN area. The survey questions were already decided in a group, and they had all mutually agreed to that. And the survey is currently live, so we're getting responses from that. Secondly, what we're doing is holding consultations and focus group from different sections. So Murray PHN is divided into Northeast, Northwest, Central
yeah.
Victoria, and so we are speaking to organizations that is being represented from all these areas. Like for the homelessness project, we've already spoken to Haven Gateway, one of the organizations that are looking around that area. We've also spoken to Women's Health in Goulburn Valley regarding the multicultural project and the homelessness. Apart from that, Murray PHN itself has community advisory councils for different regions. We have had four such consultations with these community advisory councils regarding both homelessness and multicultural projects. We have had in the last 2 months from December to currently, we've had about 9 consultations with both homelessness group and the multicultural groups. We are currently, all the information that we've gathered is currently being analyzed through a software called NVivo, where we are
Yeah, yeah.
coding and using themes to segregate the different questions, different sections of what they are saying. Um, as of last week, we had finished our last set of consultation. We have realized the information that we are getting from everyone is stagnant. We are getting the same information, we are hearing the same things, which
Right.
means we are going in the right direction, and we have used up all the resources. We have figured out what the main themes are right now. This is where we at right now. We have started our thematic analysis for the consultations as well.
Just a question on that one, because we already have our initial, quantitative analysis reports, which are quite, in line to our project, scope, where we wanted to identify what are the health issues in particular communities within, this. And like, as an example, I'll give you what we identified, like, diabetes is one of the, top most uh, disease health issue within, a lot of LGS within our catchment. So this is the quant analysis where we came with that scope, or diabetes is there. So did you find something related to, that thing in your qualitative analysis when you consulted all these stakeholders, especially the homelessness group and other things?
We actually did, because when we were giving them before the consultation, we were showing them the quantitative findings that we have gathered from the data, and the focus groups have agreed to the ones, the top three, four health needs that we have found through our quantitative data. They have actually agreed to that. They have given a background information to the social determinants related to why diabetes is one of the high things, which we find it very useful in the qualitative. Apart from that, a lot of things were coming up for, like, in mental health had come up from, at least in the quant data, Central Victoria was one of
Yeah,
the things
correct.
that we've highlighted. So that came up even in the qualitative. So we were able to match some of them. A couple of interesting things had also come up in terms of dental health that we found from the qualitative consultation. So keeping both the things in mind, we're going in the same direction.
The other thing is, like, because we already have predefined categories of diseases and health issues in all our reporting structures, where, we had those asthma, arthritis, then stroke, heart issues, and, and then the other thing that came up, especially with the multicultural group and access project, where was arthritis and asthma were another big issues apart from diabetes. Diabetes is for sure one of the top one, but in, like, we analyzed in our quant data that Shepparton, the area Shepparton had like a very high incidence rate of arthritis people within that CAL community. So I
Yeah.
mean, was anything, did you had a talk with those stakeholders there in that Shepparton area and something came out in similar to that thing?
We spoke to the women's health in the Gulbin Valley northeastern part of the place. I think we did not go to the intricacies of what was it, but some of the health issues that had come up was gender-based violence for multicultural area from the north,
Oh,
the GV area. Sexual health that had come up is one of the areas. I think what was happening is, when we were showing them that these were the higher, like arthritis and asthma that you've mentioned, they agreed to it. But apart from that, they were focusing more on the sexual health part of it. Or they have also spoken about health literacy as one of the things, that these are the social determinants that's causing these issues. So they have agreed to the diseases that have come up, but apart from that, they were also giving us information to why this is happening, because a lot of people from multicultural speak a very different language. Like in the GV area, there's Arabic population which is high, which was noted down from a quant as well, and they were
yeah,
explaining
correct.
how difficult it is to for interpreters to be available to discuss, to be able to explain the issue. And one of the most issue that had come up was, like, because a lot of people don't really resort to going to a GP or like a hospital, they tend to deal with it themselves, it's as well. So those were a couple of things that we have found out from the Shepparton area.
So, I mean, just one question regarding that, because I know that our teams are doing very well. Are you happy with all the teams who are handling all these stakeholders consultation? I mean, because I know you are sitting on, like, like an umbrella on top of all these people in arranging all those stakeholders engagement. Are you happy with everybody's performance in the team? Like, they're cooperating well, the kind of suggestions and everything they're giving? Just a
Yeah,
general feedback about your teams.
I think everyone is very well equipped with what they're doing. They know, like, we all go with that approach of listening more rather than talking. And we're all in that same page of understanding and analyzing what they're saying, reading between the lines. So everyone is performing really well in that scenario. Additionally, I think all of us are very well equipped with understanding the software and Vivo for analyzing all the consultation notes that has come up as well. So we are all in a good position to hold the consultations, which is why the teams are spread up in different sections, which is why some are going to another area to talk, because we all have that same understanding and have that trust, which is why the responsibility is shared equally to facilitate a whole focus group by themselves.
Hmm. So in particular, any issues or something your teams have found out, like, in terms of, like, human resource issues, or any financial issues, or any, like somebody is a bit out of the focus in terms of work or something?
No, nothing, no issues that way that we have found out. And it's since we have all been working in the last 2 months, we're all very energetic and motivated to get the job done. So there was no issues. We're all very focused in that sense to get and to engage with people and to understand the cause really well. So it's going good.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, very good to hear that your teams are doing all good, and you have been really handling every, the qualitative stuff very well, especially the stakeholders engagement and everything. So, do you have any more consultations coming up? Because we are around the time when we need to wrap up everything. We are coming in that final phase of the, putting up all that qual thing on our NVO systems, and then coming up with real thematic, things, and then mapping that thematic, analysis to our quantitative findings and see where is the discrepancy. So,
Yeah.
what is the stage of your final submissions for qual?
So we have completed all consultations. Last week was the one we've wrapped out with all consultations, and one of the reasons being the information that we're getting is very repetitive. So we have exhausted new information that's coming in. We're getting to hear the same problems from all the areas. So we know that we can stop the consultations right now. The surveys are also coming up, which is in good numbers. So now at this point, we're just focusing on analyzing the consultation notes. We have done around 10, 11 consultations. So it's just a job of arranging, putting it up in the software. All the teams are doing that right now, and analyzing the survey as well. So we are because we get gearing up for the report writing phase now.
Yeah, because we have to start, building up the report by next week. So because now Shane is in Melbourne and Gina is in Geelong, so we still have those two consultations to be done, and then hopefully by next Monday, Tuesday, I expect at least something to be delivered to me, especially in terms of, that mapping thing on the NVivo, where you have a thematic analysis, and you've grouped issues based on, on a map of Murray PHN. You've grouped, everything like, Shepparton. These are the
Yeah.
top three, issues, health issues. Then Bendigo, these are the top, health issues. And then, what are the barriers to that? So I hope everything is aligning with
Yeah.
that project.
Yeah, everything is going in a good timeline because there are three of us who are working in analyzing the consultation notes, and some of them are already quite done. We're ready to give it next week.
That is really good to hear that we are really wrapping up the project, and you guys have done a fabulous job of like, putting up all those wall things. And we'll talk in the next meeting on Monday. I hope everybody is back by then to give
Yeah,
us
yeah,
some new insights.
it should be. Yeah,
Have a great day. Bye.
bye.